Oh, Steve!
Hello.
How are you?
Oh, I'm fine.
Oh, well, you know, you're here right on time.
Thank you. For what?
Well, you're in the kitchen. What do you think we're going to do?
Eat?
Well, we're going to eat, but what do we do before we eat?
Pray?
We could do that, yep, but we would need some food first.
Okay.
Okay, so...
What are we eating?
Well, we were going to make a 3-ingredient recipe. What do you think about that?
Some legumes?
Well, no, we're actually going to make something that is good for Thanksgiving, because we are in Thanksgiving month.
Ooh, no legumes for Thanksgiving?
No, well, we might have legumes, but for today we're going to make a side dish. We're going to make scalloped potatoes.
Scalloped potatoes?
Yep.
Potatoes?
Potatoes.
Scallops?
Nope.
Seafood and vegetables?
Nope. It's just potatoes that are cooked in some cream and some cheese, and they're really, really yummy. What do you think?
Where does the scallop come from?
I don't know. It's just called scalloped potatoes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Why don't we get to the ingredients?
Okay.
So our first ingredient is, of course,
A potato!
a potato, or about 2 to 3 pounds of potatoes to be specific.
That's 2 to 3 pounds?
Well, no, this is just one as an example.
Oh, an illustration.
It's an illustrative potato, yes.
Yes.
We're going to use some yellow potatoes. You can use any kind of potatoes you want, but I find the ones with the thinner skins work a little bit better because we're not going to peel them.
The yellow?
See, it's got a little yellow skin.
Looks brown to me.
Well, you know, it's all... Okay, so 2 to 3 pounds of potatoes. Our next ingredient is...
Cheese.
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 Now, you can use any type of cheese that you want in this. We're using Parmesan cheese because we're limiting ourselves to 3 ingredients, and that means that we don't have salt as an ingredient, and so Parmesan cheese is a very salty cheese.
Pretty sneaky.
I know, so this will add a nice salt flavor, and it also just has a nice cheesy flavor on top of our potatoes. So we're
Cheesy potatoes.
cheesy potatoes.
Cheese.
So we'll use about 1/4 to 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese.
Parmesan cheese.
And our final ingredient is
Whipping cream.
whipping cream,
Yes, whipping cream.
or whipping cream. We are
Why
going
do you say that like that?
I don't know, it sounds funny.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
so we are going to use 1.5 cups of heavy cream or whipping cream. You can lighten this up if you want to. If you're going to use something lighter, you might want to add a little bit of flour to the mixture or a little bit more cheese. But heavy cream works really well and makes these potatoes very creamy.
I thought you said whipping cream.
It is whipping cream.
You said heavy cream.
Same thing.
What do they think of next?
Why don't we see how we make it? To start, I have my well-used cutting board. It's very scratched up, but it is lasted me for a very long time. I also have a mandolin. A mandolin is a cutting tool that has a very, very sharp blade and different levels that you can set this to so that you can get the thickness of whatever you're cutting. I've got this at 2, so I'm not making potato chips, but I'm not making thick potatoes. And then this is a guard. This keeps your fingers from sliding across your blade, and it has this little doohickey that goes on top that allows you to cut this potato without having sliced fingers in your scalloped potatoes. So I'm going to drop a potato right into my mandolin, and then I'm going to start slicing. Now what I'm going to do is start layering these potatoes, these really nicely thin potatoes. I'm going to start layering them on top of one another, going around my pan. And when I get to one full layer, what I'm going to do is just put a little bit, not too much, just a very small amount of cheese between each layer. That way you get a little bit of cheese with all of these potatoes. That will also act as our salt. And then we just put the next layer on top. Okay, now that we've gotten the top layer, I've got 3 layers of potatoes on here. It's quite a big dish, so it takes a lot of potatoes. I'm going to cover this with cream. It's about 1.5 cups of cream that I'm going to pour on top. Which leaves about 1/2 cup left in my container. You don't want this swimming in cream, you just want these covered by the cream, and then we are going to add our final layer of cheese on top. And now this is going to bake in a 350-degree Fahrenheit oven for about an hour or so, or until all the potatoes on all layers are completely soft and the top is nice and bubbly and has turned brown. Now this is right out of the oven. It's been bubbling away for a good hour and about 5 minutes or so. You'll know that it's ready when you can stick a knife in through all of the layers and you get no resistance. It's nice and bubbly, nice and creamy, and the cheese on top looks terrific. It's really nice and dark, and that'll be delicious. You can let this sit for a few minutes before you serve it because it's going to be very hot when it comes out of the oven. Let's see what it tastes like. What do you think, Steve?
Not legumes, but it's good.
Oh, okay. Well, even though it's not legumes, these are wonderful potatoes. They're nice and crunchy on top.
And cheesy.
They're very cheesy.
And creamy.
And creamy.
And whipped.
And, well, they're not whipped, but they're made with whipping cream, sure.
Okay.
This is a wonderful side dish for your Thanksgiving table or any time during the winter time. It's just really easy to make.
Can I have it in the summer?
Yeah, of course you can have it in the summer.
Okay.
You can have it anytime. These potatoes are easy to make. They're very satisfying, and it makes a whole lot. Oh, and Steve's gonna have some, so I'm gonna feed the rest to him. Are you all done?
Of course.
Oh, fantastic.
What's for dessert?
Oh gosh, we'll have to make something for dessert. Maybe we'll make a dessert next time.
Okay.
All right. So what can people do if they like this recipe?
Share it with their friends.
You can share this with your friends. It's almost Thanksgiving, so why don't you show your friends a great Thanksgiving side dish and share this video with them? What else could they do?
Talk it up amongst the Thanksgiving table.
Yeah, you could do that, or you could even subscribe. How about subscribing?
That works too.
Subscribing's a wonderful way to keep up with everything we do on this channel. We have a number of things, such as George. You know George.
Yeah, he's the cat.
George is a cat.
Or one of them, anyway.
Yeah, and he talks about good self-esteem. I talk about long hair on Thursdays. On Tuesdays, I mean. Today's Thursday. And have you met Sullivan yet?
No. What's a Sullivan?
Sullivan Spaniel is a dog.
A dog?
Yep.
I thought we had a dog.
We do. We have another dog, and Sullivan really wants to be a famous YouTube celebrity.
How's he gonna do that?
I don't know. Why don't you tune in to find out? He's on Wednesdays. So please subscribe, like this video, comment, tell us what you'd like to see next, and thanks for joining us this time. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
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 Who's it? Oh, Steve.
Hello.
How are you?
Okay.
You know what? Okay. Try that one more time. Trying to think of how it's going to start. Okay.